My son Leo started coming home with bruises I couldn't explain. He was 13, and it was his first year in special ed because of his autism. When I asked about the marks, he'd just shut down, stimming and rubbing his hands raw. I tried talking to his teachers, but they just brushed me off, saying he probably got them during his episodes. But Leo hadn't had a meltdown in over 2 years. Something didn't add up. One day doing laundry, I found dried blood on his shirt collar, so I bought a tiny voice recorder and sewed it into his jacket. I knew it wasn't legal, but my gut screamed that something was really wrong. What I heard that night just made me sick. The special ed teacher, Ms. Evans, had been locking Leo in a 4x4-foot calm-down room, basically a storage closet, whenever he had trouble focusing. She'd leave him there for hours, sometimes the whole school day. I could hear him crying, begging to get out, saying he had to use the bathroom. Ms. Evans would just laugh and tell him to earn his way out by doing worksheets in the dark. The next recording was even worse. When Leo had a panic attack from being confined, 2 male staff pinned him face down on the floor. I could hear him struggling to breathe as they pressed their knees into his back. "Maybe this'll teach you to behave," one of them said. I stormed into the principal's office the next morning with the recordings. Instead of being horrified, she threatened to have me arrested for illegal surveillance. She even smirked and said, "No one's gonna believe an unstable child over respected educators." So I went to the school board meeting that night. When it was my turn, I played those recordings on full volume. The room went dead silent, except for Leo's recorded cries. Parents started crying. Board members looked like they'd be sick, but the district's lawyer jumped in again, threatening legal action against me. They tried to end the meeting early. That's when Dave Miller, a local news reporter who had a son with autism, stood up. He'd been there doing a story on school funding. "I've heard enough," he said, pulling out his phone. "This airs tonight at 11 o'clock, and I've already sent copies to 3 other stations and the Department of Education. The school board tried to offer me hush money, $50,000 to handle this privately. I told them they could shove that money where the sun don't shine." The story exploded. Other parents came forward with similar recordings. Turns out the calm-down room had been used for years. They found scratch marks inside the door from desperate kids trying to get out. Ms. Evans was arrested for child abuse. The principal and 3 staff were fired. The district had to pay millions in settlements to 26 families of special needs students. But the best part? The state passed Leo's law, requiring cameras in all special education classrooms. My son testified at the hearing, the same unstable kid they said no one would believe. He's 15 now and thriving at his new school. Last week, he gave a speech at a disability rights conference, got a standing ovation. The only one not clapping was Ms. Evans. She was watching from prison on Zoom as part of her rehab.